Today on Eagle Nation News, it looks like we have a very moving show in store. First up, the PHS Disciples Club is already making a change. Sit down with Callie Swick to read this club's message. Next up, PHS mascot Edgy, the Eagle, is finally revealing their true identity. Join us for exclusive interview with the person behind the mask. And finally, since elementary school, Leo Angliano has worked hard towards his goals in sports and life. Discover how he got to where he is now with Colton Boston. All of this and more on today's edition of Eagle Nation News. Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. I'm Landon Byram.
And I'm Ron McDermott, bringing this week's news. ENN starts
right now. Welcome back, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us here again at Studio 301.
Today is Friday, November 8th. The weather this week has been a lot colder with temperatures in the 60s and 70s, and you can expect the same for today with a high of 68 and a high humidity in the 90s. It's still expected to rain today as well, so make sure you're dressing warm.
This past Tuesday marked the election of who should take the seat as president. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance came out with the win over Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. History was also made as this was Trump's second term that is not served back-to-back. This has only been done one other time by Grover Cleveland in the 1800s. The Senate is also majority red, but the House is still up for grabs. A new organization at Prosper is helping students grow their faith with students gathering together for weekly Bible classes. Callie Swick dives deeper into what PHS Disciples is all about.
His legs! Check out his legs!
With over 50 clubs here at PHS, students can pursue any passion. And one group has taken their faith to the next level through their organization, PHS Disciples.
So we usually coordinate like what time it will be, what room it will be, and then Evelyn and I make the questions for everyone. When it starts, we say hello, we do like greetings and all that, and we have our speaker come in, talk, give a sermon, and then we break out into breakout groups based on your grade and your gender.
The goals of this group go beyond just weekly meetings. They aim to bring together an entire faith-based community.
We're spreading a revival generation in our school, but also our community, and we're the next generation, so it's our job to spread God's word and just be disciples.
As the number of club members grow, so does the faith and spirit of each student.
So far we've had 2 meetings, and honestly just like seeing how many people come together and just like share their stories, aren't like just people coming together and just seeing them connect, it's honestly like feels really good, and it's cool to see all of that.
Come to one of our meetings every Wednesday after school.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News.
Amen.
I'm Callie Swick.
Even with this club being new to Prosper, it has already made an impact on many students.
They meet every Wednesday, so check out their Instagram at PHS Disciples for daily updates.
Another thing I saw on Instagram was something about Stranger Things. With all the latest movie updates, Talent Talk is up next.
Stop by the Nest by November 15th to write a holiday card or letter. It'll be sent to the brave men and women overseas serving and at bases across the nation who are all protecting our country.
Play on all the latest Netflix drops, season finales, and new releases.
Gretchen Cyper is in studio with this week's Talent Talk.
Thanks, Riley. Starting off with TV series that are never ending, Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 5 is coming out. They say it will premiere in 2025, marking the conclusion of the beloved series. And they just came out with the trailer. Let's take a look. And with that, it will be the conclusion of Stranger Things, ending with a final of 8 episodes. I am definitely excited as I was a huge fan of the first 4 seasons. Personally, I watched for my favorite characters, Mike Wheeler or Finn Wolfhard. But I definitely will be watching this next year with all my friends like we did in 2022. But from Running Up the Hills to Dancing at the Ball, Wednesday Addams, the series, has just released. They will be coming out with a season 2 in early 2025. They released the trailer on November 6th, so just yesterday. Let's take a look.
If we showed you any more, your eyes would bleed. And I'm not that generous.
Okay, I think we got it.
Netflix says, quote, "This season will take more of an eerie turn to her personality as she discovers the truth. Don't worry, Jenna Ortega will still be playing Wednesday. Though they say there will be many new characters such as Christopher Lloyd, who has been in Back to the Future and, funny enough, Addams Family. So overall, I will be watching this once it comes out. Continuing with our series that are coming out, Netflix has just announced part 2 of season 4 of Outer Banks. Just came out yesterday. They just released the trailer. Let's watch.
What are we gonna do?
We get even.
The People Knows stated, quote, "It is so good, I'm shocked they really told everything they needed to know with this new plotline. The main characters will still be played by the same actor, so don't worry. Rudy Punko, aka JJ, will still be in the show, so don't worry about that." Also, Netflix says part 2 will go more into the love story they all have. Me personally, I have only seen season 1, so maybe they have convinced me to finally watch the whole series. Will you guys be watching this back at the desk?
Outer Banks is just getting more and more popular.
Yes, and it actually has 79% rating by audiences on Rotten Tomatoes.
The season has been building up since April of 2021, so hopefully it's worth the watching for everyone.
And for you all watching, a tree seedling was actually sent to the moon and back to our home in Prosper.
That's right, and it has been planted right here on campus. Imogen Perez took the halls to get some suggestions on naming the tree.
Prosper High School has just purchased a moon tree, which will be planted right here outside of the greenhouse. This moon tree was one of the seedlings that was on the Artemis 1 spaceship, and it's one of the only living things that's grown this far from Earth. So while the moon tree technically hasn't been on the moon, it has been in the moon's atmosphere. And our PHS students had the opportunity to name it. Let's see what your peers can come up with. Do you know about the Prosper moon tree?
Yeah.
Do you have any name you think we should give it, or?
Maybe Luna, because that means the moon.
Moon blossom.
I'd say name it Drake, honestly.
Do you know what the Prosper moon tree is?
No.
Basically, it's this seed that went up in space, and the Artemis 1 went around the moon in the moon's atmosphere, came back to Prosper, and we're gonna plant it here in the greenhouse.
We have a greenhouse?
Yeah, we have a greenhouse.
Luna or something like it. Otto the Orbiter or something, I don't know.
Maybe Celeste.
The tree should be called The Tree. We're the Prosper High School, so that tree is The Tree.
Ariana Grande.
I really like the name Galaxy.
Interplanter, since it went up in space.
What about Skyla?
No.
No, just no name for the tree?
Just call it no.
Just call it no? Okay, well, thank you.
Luna?
Well, it seems like at the moment our top name is Luna, but if you guys want to get your choice in, make sure to check out the QR code on the screen. Do you guys back to this have any ideas?
Luna is actually a really cool name for it.
Art of the Orbit was a great suggestion too.
Yeah, it sounds like something from the future.
Now moving back in time, last week Edge of the Eagle revealed their identity, and now we'll pull back the curtain on this masked secret.
My name is Edge of the Eagle, and I have been the Varsity Prosper mascot for 4 years. Whenever I started Edgy, I just played a character, and as I've played this character, I've gotten a lot less self-conscious, and I have a lot of fun doing it. Edgy is a very fun, very kind of sassy character, and I think he just tries to have fun with everything, and even if something isn't going 100%, in our favor, he's always just trying to have fun and keep the crowd uplifted.
Edgy, are you ready to reveal your identity?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Maya, and I have been the Prosper High School's varsity mascot for the past 4 years.
I actually didn't keep my identity as much of a secret as I think most people think I did. I told a lot of people. I would just kind of offhand mention it, and people would be like, "Oh my God, you're Edgy!" But it's nice that I can tell everybody now. I think the thing I'm gonna remember the most about being Edgy is just all the people that I've been able to meet and talk to. A lot of people, while they haven't talked to me as Maya, they've talked to me as Edgy, and it's really awesome to see those people in their faces in the hallways when they maybe didn't realize it was me. And I get to kind of know a little bit of everybody's story without actually knowing them, and it's kind of cool.
In December, Maya will be graduating early and leaving the Edgy the Eagle legacy behind for a new taker.
We're all really going to miss seeing her at the football games and pep rallies, but excited for a new Edgy.
On the topic of our Eagles, they have been soaring to the playoffs. Game time is next.
Sports are starting and teams are going to playoffs.
Dylan Mize is in studio with more.
Thank you, Landon. Teeing off game time, both our boys and girls golf teams competed in the District 5 6A Fall Preview on Monday. Unfortunately, they were unable to bring home any notable awards. On Wednesday, both teams competed in the Plano ISD tournament. While our boys didn't secure any wins, our girls took home first place, led by sophomore Piper Morrison. Great job to both our boys and girls golf teams. Shooting it over to the court, our varsity girls basketball team had an exciting game last Friday against Byron Nelson, clinching an impressive 69-58 win. They played Braswell on Tuesday, but unfortunately fell short with a score of 66-48. Just yesterday, they bounced back though, winning against Anna 69-46. They're set to play again today at 1:30 p.m. against Mansfield Timberview. Good luck to our Lady Eagles. On the boys' side, their season kicks off today at 4 p.m. against Coppell. Good luck to our boys' basketball team. From the court to the field, our girls cross-country team ran an impressive rate at the state cross-country race last Friday, led by senior Nora Ryan, who finished 26th with a time of 19:02. Fantastic job to our girls cross-country team. From one field to another, our Prosper Eagle football team played their last district game last night against Plano West and delivered an outstanding performance, dominating with a final score of 51-10. Good luck to our Eagle football team as they advance into the playoffs. And while on the topic of football, every week you watch Leo Anguiano play under the lights, but his story goes beyond that. Colton Boston tackles his story.
We passed by a recreation center that had a football field attached to it, and they told us he had to be at least 4 or 5 years old. So we held on for a little bit, and then we brought him back as soon as he turned 5, and he automatically started flag football.
Despite starting at such a young age, Leo and his father both knew that if he wanted to be the best, he was going to have to work hard for it.
If you want this, you're going to have to come and wake me up at 4:30 in the morning. And I thought he was going to fall through with it. You know, I mean, he's what, 7th grader, you know, so I'm thinking he's not going to wake up. Sure enough, that first Monday after we had that conversation over the weekend, Dad, all I do is 4:30 in the morning.
And we'd go outside and we'd run, and I'd run laps up and down the street, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And my dad was like, you're not going to be the biggest out there, you know, you're not going to be the strongest, but you can be the fastest. And you can be the fastest, and you will be the fastest as long as you want it and you work for it. So it's kind of always been me chasing what I want, and I'm not really expecting anything to be given to me. And everything so far I've earned, and you know, being in the situation that I am, and you know, having my stature, everything I earned just kind of tastes a lot more sweeter knowing that I worked for it.
Through his hard work and dedication, Leo has made football not only a passion, but a lifestyle.
Football has really been like a major part of my life, and it's been the way of life for me and my brothers growing up, and it's something that's kind of what my family's oriented around, and football is kind of just what we do, and it's always been what I've done, and it's something that I don't really think I can be without. It's kind of helped me be who I am today.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Colton Boston.
Seeing Leo on the field is an incredible aspect of watching the game as a spectator.
He keeps putting on a show week by week as he wraps up his high school football career.
That's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Thank you for letting us tell your stories. Once again, I'm Landon Byram.
And I'm Riley McDermott. Have a great weekend, and go Eagles.
Eagles.